It's 5 p.m. Mountain Time. How about that? Today's been a busy day, and it was alternately frustrating and then rewarding. I've been doing a mediation all afternoon, and finally, the people involved in it agreed and signed the documents, and there we go. We got a completed mediation. How about that? But today's reading it's interesting. It's a lot of the same old stuff that we have before. And it does require a little bit of unpacking afterwards. So it's called The Right Use of Energy. So welcome once more to another reading from the Science of Mind magazine, The Daily Guides. And the first quote is from Ernest Holmes' Keys to Wisdom on page 83, where he says, "The infinite passes from the formless into the form of our contemplation. The infinite passes from the formless into the form of our contemplation." That's almost like you could say with quantum collapse, where an idea is focused in the quantum field on a waveform, the waveform collapses and becomes a particle and becomes part of the actual universe. But in this sense, what Ernest Holmes is saying is that ideas exist on the spiritual plane of existence, in the universal subjective, if you like. And when we contemplate them, we have the ability, through the power that's in the universe, to bring things into material existence. And in the Science of Mind textbook on page 393, this is what he says: "The mind that we use to conceive new ideas is the original mind of God." In other words, some said there's only one mind in the whole universe, and we're actually a part of that, and we make use of it. And then this is almost an oxymoron. Change is always taking place within that which is changeless. Ernest Holmes wrote, as he considered the movement consistently taking place within life, particularly our own lives. In other words, there is the universal mind, which in totality in itself doesn't change, but what changes is what goes on within it. And evolution will be an obvious example of that. He also said that creation is eternally going on, which can have meanings that are potentially scary. What are we doing with what is eternally going on within us that will find a place in our life somewhere? Excuse me, I'm going to yawn. No, I'm not. If we're not watching, we can be creating health or sickness, success or devastation, growth or decline. I'm going to get back to that because that can be really misleading. We are the guardians of our thoughts. As wisdom teachers have said, we stand as the porters of the doors to our minds. What we do with the divine energies that pour through us is entirely up to us. For no one can think for us or do what only we can do. Pretty self-explanatory, right? We can give our personal power to others who may not be altogether generous toward us, or we can be watchful, thoughtful, and always learning how to use what we've been given. Are our thoughts uplifting? Do they serve the godlike qualities with which we were born? Do we consider ourselves no more nor less important than any other of the divine creations? These are questions and ideas we should constantly play with if we are to use our divine energies in the best possible way. So, going back here, she says, that's Reverend Margaret, if we're not watchful, we can be creating health or sickness, success or devastation, growth or decline. And as we said the other day, that is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that we have the potential to bring things about, either good or not good, based on our thoughts and our feelings, strictly in line with what Jesus and lots of other great teachers have told us. It's done unto you as you believe. But it doesn't say it's done unto you as you think. It says it's done unto you as you believe. And as we've often explained, belief is thought plus feeling, which is what Jesus was talking about. It's done unto you as you believe. It's done unto you as you think and feel. So it isn't just a matter of, and this is often misunderstood, that what you think about, you bring about. Not exactly. What you think about with great feeling, you bring about. So what is actually being said here, if we're not watching, we can be creating health or sickness, success or devastation, growth or decline. What's being said here is that when our habitual thought patterns with feeling are along certain lines, then our tendency is to move in the direction of that, whether it's good or it's not good. And when they become habits of thought, which are not productive, and they've got lots of feelings attached to them, yes, this is the time when we can be bringing all these not necessarily good things into existence. But it's actually the combination of thought plus feeling, and it's also the combination of our habitual thinking, feeling habits over time that tend to do this. Because people, and we got friends who, wherever they go, they seem to bring some kind of disaster upon themselves. And you can see that in their Facebook posts and everything. So it's their habitual way of thinking, and they've come to expect all these catastrophic things to happen to them. And guess what? They do, but they're doing it with feeling, and they've been practicing it extremely well for years. And having done that for years, yes, they're actually bringing it about. So it isn't just as simple as it seems. And it isn't a matter of saying, oh, I had this horrible thought. Now what's going to happen to me? No, it's not that at all. It's when people catastrophize over long periods of time and it becomes habitual. That's what they've been putting into the universal subjective on and on and on. And then that's when things start to get messy. Hope this explains it. Once again, I'm the place where God stands forth in the world as me. Everything you see is an expression of the divine, including you and me. I'm at peace and at ease with who I am. That is a really necessary affirmation, because most of us, for a good part of the time, are not at peace and ease with who we are. It's a good affirmation. I think clearly and lovingly, and I use my divine energies to create only good. This is getting into the habit of thinking and feeling along really productive lines. I think clearly and lovingly and use my divine energies to create only good. These are excellent affirmations. But as I said, it is not as simple as just, God, I had this thought and now disaster is going to strike me. No, it's not that at all. Hope that helps. Hope this reading was useful, and I hope the explanation helped. And I'll be back tomorrow around about hopefully 5 o'clock. I don't right now see anything looming that should get in the way of doing that. And Reverend Lisa will be back tomorrow at 9:15 a.m. a.m. 9:15. So until next time, thanks for watching. Please pass on this information. If you really like these readings and you like the information in them, please give us a like. And then, as I've pleaded with you, please repost. That's when the magic happens. Please repost. Namaste.